Officer James Blassingame has been a veteran of the force for 17 years and Sidney Himby for 11 years. Both say former President Trump is to blame for their suffering as a result of the attack that day. Now they want the court to find him responsible. The lawsuit filed yesterday includes tweets from former President Trump dating back to November, which they say outline how he, quote, inflamed, encouraged, incited, and directed the violent mob that stormed the Capitol to stop the steal. In the months following the election, 5 people died in that attack.
In effect, they argue that his rhetoric leading up to January the 6th and his speeches on January the 6th encouraged and incited the individuals who attacked them to use violence against these 2 officers.
You better run, cops!
The lawsuit describes the fear the 2 officers felt inside the Capitol, where they were outnumbered by the pro-Trump mob. It also outlines the officers' physical injuries. Officer Himby says he was crushed against the doors of the Capitol, was sprayed with chemicals, and bled from the face. Officer Blassingame says he was slammed against a stone column, causing injuries to his head and back, and says he suffered significant emotional damage as well. But Aziz Huq, law professor at the University of Chicago, says the case faces an uphill battle because of a 1982 Supreme Court ruling that gives a president immunity if his words are spoken as a part of his role as commander-in-chief.
Here, I would expect the president's lawyers to say, of course, the president has an obligation to speak to comment upon, and to lead the nation with respect to questions about the integrity of national federal elections. So these were statements that were made clearly within the metes and bounds of the president's official duties. I expect that to be the defense.
But if Trump is put on trial acting in the role as then candidate Trump, immunity could be off the table. Even with that, Dmitriy Shakhnevich, a professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice, says it will still be a hard legal battle for the plaintiffs to win.
It will have to show that Trump as a private citizen breached a duty in the way that he spoke. And as a result of that breach of duty, his actions caused damages, right? And it's very hard to prove that somebody caused injury or damage with intervening intentional acts, right? And that's what you have here. You have individuals who acted intentionally. So it'll be very hard to kind of draw that connection.
Professor Huq says the officers could pursue other legal action against the mob itself.
The plaintiffs in this lawsuit would certainly have civil actions that they could bring against other members of the mob that attacked them, provided they could identify those members. And they might have a civil damages action against anyone they can identify who coordinated or helped direct the mob.
And each officer is seeking at least $75,000 in damages. This is the 3rd major civil lawsuit against former President Trump so far. Now, we did reach out to his office for a comment. So far, they have not responded to our request. Nicole?